Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. So is there anything that you are doubtful about the stocks in your portfolio or do not know which are the key stocks that will suit your portfolio for your long-term investments? Well, this is where you can ask all your queries. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. This is where you can send in your queries along with your name, your location and your contact details. And we'll give you an opportunity to speak to our top market experts to get a custom-made advice from them. Alternatively, you can also use the YouTube platform where you're watching the show live on. Use the comment section there and then send in all your questions and I can pick up some of those questions to address to all our guests as well today. We'll be joined by two fine gentlemen from the market world today to answer your queries. But before that, let's quickly look at how the markets are trading. It's Tuesday and it's a fine day of trade. We've already built on from the opening levels, which was already higher, a gap up that we saw and that we only built on. The first half of the trading session has seen stronger volumes pick up and over 1% gains, and we are now back above 22,770, nearing 22,800 odd mark as well. Remember, just a few days ago, we were struggling between 22,300 to 22,600 kind of a narrow range band. That is finally getting taken over as well. Let's hope that this only continues to be for the better. When we look at the markets today, all the sectors are really contributing to the market move. Look at the Nifty Bank, 1.5% higher. That's where the push is really coming in from the heavyweight banks, financial services stocks. Those are the ones that are pushing up the markets. There's only one index that's in the red, and that's India VIX. And welcoming that, over 1% cut. 13.2 levels that can be seen for the India VIX today. Now, apart from this, the top moving sectors, consumer durables, 2% higher, media stocks 2% up. Even the broader markets, look at it, the small caps are recovering in a smart fashion, near 2% move for that one. Metals are doing very well. Autos, PSU banks, realty, you name it. All the sectors are up by over 1%. Barring oil and gas, which is lesser than 1% gains, but most of the other sectors have pulled up over 1.5% kind of gains. Even on the Nifty, when we see there are only 3 to 4 stocks that are in the red, Bajaj Finserv, Bharti Airtel and BPCL. Barring this, 47 stocks on the Nifty 50 are in the green, led by Hindalco, that's nearly 3% up in trade, Asian Paints, M&M, Tata Motors, ICICI Bank, over 2% of gains that can be seen across the board on that front as well. Even in the F&O space, you see smart moves on Paytm, for instance, 6% higher, PB Fintech, 6.5% up, Varun Beverages, CDSL, all of these erstwhile favorites are coming back. PSU stocks, 1.5% higher for the index itself, and names like HAL, 3.5% strong move on that front. PFC, REC, you can see across the board that you have been looking at, in strong names that can be seen across the board as well. So we will get back to the markets, but let's welcome our guest on the show with us. We are joined by Jay Thakkar, Head of Derivatives and Quant Research, Vice President of ICICI Securities, now joining in. Hi Jay, warm welcome, good afternoon. Much brighter shade of green today, right after Holi. I hope the colors are doing their wonders. What exactly is your thought as far as the markets go?
Hi, very good afternoon to you, Sakshi. Thanks for having me on your show again. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see, the recovery in the market since 21,960, 22,000 levels have been formed. It bounced back quite well. And yes, post Holi celebrations, we are seeing this, after a long weekend, both the days markets have been trading quite positively. In fact, providing a breakout from a sideways consolidation, Sakshi. So what happened is in the initial bounce back on Nifty, which we saw, from 21,960 until 21, approximately 700, right, earlier. Thereafter, market consolidated for the entire week within the range of, say, 22,700 to 22,200. That's the 500 points range, but that is 2% on the Nifty. And if you had noticed, Sakshi, I'm sure last three expiries, in fact, had closed nearly around at the same levels of 22,400 to 500. Three expiries, So that kind of a sideways momentum which we have seen. And finally, now we have got a breakout on the upside again from this consolidation. So, hence we are seeing this kind of recovery across the board, which you were rightly mentioning, right from the broader markets, each and every sectoral indices. We are seeing that kind of a bounce back. Couple of other factors, macro factors like DXY has already fallen quite a lot from 110 levels to below 103 levels. The crude has fallen quite a lot. I mean, Brent is well below 75. DXY is down. Bond yields in the US are down. US markets have bounced back, and finally we are uh, into the market. All of these factors definitely have also helped the index to bounce back. And now, if you look at the PCR after a long time, the put call ratio has been favoring the bulls. When it has jumped to 1.45 for this weekly expiry. Bank Nifty has also bounced back quite well post IndusInd Bank panic. So that's how the panic comes at the short term bottom or medium or long term bottom. Panic comes at the bottom, and the low of the Bank Nifty of the recent fall was on the day when the IndusInd Bank was down significantly. And that was the panic. But then you see the smart recovery there is about 49,000, inching towards 50,000. So BFSI overall is doing well. The
Hmm.
insurance or the energy thanks all of them. So I think it's a smart recovery across the board, actually, which can continue. And we already had a view of 22, 823,000, which I mentioned the issue last time as well. We continue to believe so that yes, 23 to 23, 100 is on.
Hmm. Okay, so that's as far as the markets are concerned. Jay, we already have some questions that are coming in from our viewers, so we'll be starting to take all of those questions too. A lot of our viewers are joining in. Mr. Dasaradi, Nancy, Lalit, Satya CK, Mohit Yadav, they've all joined in. Warm welcome to all of you. Good to see you right at the beginning of the show. We'll start taking some of those questions. Let's take the first one from Mr. Dasaradi. He says, I'm holding 55 shares of Inox India and this is at 12:55. Let me see the exact Inox that he's talking about. So Inox wind share is at 162, so that cannot be it. Let's look at Inox India share price, and that's 978. So this must be it. He's bought it at 12:20, 12:55, and it's really come off his own purchase price there. He wants to know, can he add more stocks at the current level? Is there a possibility that his price also returns on this one? Last 6 months, Inox India shares have actually seen a decline of about 14 odd percent, and we have been seeing some consolidation and correction. Any suggestion here, Jay? Inox India?
Well, it's a non-FNO stock and with a very limited history as well. I mean, I know the stock data is available since December 23 approximately. So it's been 2 years data. Technically, it is okay data, but then still, I would say that those are managed to be held, and the low was made somewhere in January 24, Sakshi of around say 850 approximately, and those lows didn't break. In fact, what happened is the recent low of all, we have seen this stock, taking out support around in the cluster of 885 to 900. But that cluster is very important from the short-term point of view, and I would be able to provide a short-term view only on this. So until 885, 900 range, I would say is holding well, medium-term point of view. There is a chance of this stock bouncing back to 1080, which is the near-term resistance. 1080 can be tested, and 1060 to 80 range. And if those levels are taken off, maybe 1100 levels are taken off, then you can see further up move till 1200, 1230 as well.
Okay, I hope this has answered your question. Next, we have another question from Nancy. She says, good afternoon. I have Adani Energy Solutions at the rate of 817. I want to know if there is any uptrend that I can continue to look at. And I want to add more stocks in the short term. I need some profit. So, should I be adding more stocks at the current levels as well? What's your suggestion? Adani Group stocks have been showing us some bounce. Is Adani Energy showing any uptrend on the technical charts, Jay?
And definitely, this has entered into the FMO segment as well, actually, I would say, since December series. And recently, it has provided a nice breakout. In fact, since past couple of trading sessions, we have been witnessing a good positive lows on this stock. And I think it's heading towards the levels of 840 going forward. So yes, this looks positive from a short-term point of view. Overall, energy power sector is looking, quite bullish from here on, based on the short covering, few of them, and some of them based on the long build-up. So yes, overall sector is also positive, and within which this stock also look positive in the near term for the targets of its body.
Okay, fair point. Let's take the next one. This question is from Mr. Lalit. He says, best NBFC to bet right now, which one would that be? Could you please give your suggestion? I was looking at Bajaj Housing Finance or M&M Finance. Are these good, or do you have a better suggestion? Yes, we do know that the financial services space is now back in traction, and we are seeing a lot of strong moves across the board. There's a lot of M&A activity also happening. We've seen what has happened with Bajaj FinServe today. What's your suggestion, Jay? How are you reading into the newer opportunities in the NBFC space right now?
Well, see, I would say that Bajaj Finance is definitely looking positive. I mean, that is one stock which I would recommend at these levels. But of course, anything that is bought from trading or investment point of view, one has to have an exit plan. Technically, if we look at this, then exit would be below, say, 70,800 levels. I mean, if it moves below those levels or slightly below those levels, then definitely that should be your exit level. But since I'm talking from the medium to long term point of view, now see, actually what has happened in Bajaj Finance is we have seen a years of consolidation within which it formed a nice ascending triangular pattern technically and provided a breakout out of it above the levels of 8100. So 8,000, 8100, I mean, should be the very crucial support until those levels are held. I think, the stock is heading in 5 digits now. That's huge a consolidation breakout. This is of almost 4 years now. Right. We have seen good shorts build up in Bajaj Finance, and those shorts are getting covered. So this is one stock definitely which I like. And second would be Shriram Finance. This is a Nifty 50 stock as well, like Bajaj, like that of Bajaj Finance. And Shriram Finance has seen decent short covering. In fact, overall, if you see a longer term cycle, and the stock had seen a good long build up as well. And since it was introduced in Nifty, it had seen good build up. So I think Shriram Finance is also one stock which one can eye. I mean, this can head towards 750, 850 as well in the longer term. So these are the two stocks which I like from the derivatives technical point of view, which I understand, fundamentally are also reasonable as they are Nifty 50 stocks.
Okay, fair point. Let's also look at some other questions that are coming in for us. We have this one question coming in from Avnish Chaudhary. He says, मैम इरिडा में क्या करना चाहिए यहाँ से और क्या स्ट्रैटेजी अपनानी चाहिए? मेरा ऑलरेडी पोजीशन है 209 के भाव पर. इरिडा में आज भी हमने तेज़ी देखी है, कुछ 5% तक आज ये स्टॉक बढ़ा था, खासतौर पर न्यूज़ फ्लो था क्योंकि कंपनी के बोर्ड ने एनहांसमेंट ऑफ बोरोइंग प्रोग्राम को लेकर अनाउंसमेंट किया है FY25 के लिए 5,000 करोड़ तक के आसपास का, जिसके बाद हमने एक स्ट्रॉन्ग वॉल्यूम्स के साथ आज खरीदारी देखी है. पर काफ़ी लंबे अरसे से ये कंसोलिडेशन और करेक्शन के मूड पर ही है एरिडा का स्टॉक. जय, क्या सजेस्ट करना चाहेंगे अवनीश को?
See, Inta have entered into the FNO since March series. And since it has entered, we have seen short build-up the other year. And the stock has already fallen quite a lot technically. So from derivatives point of view, I can see that shorts are there for sure. And technically, the stock has fallen quite a lot. In fact, Sakshi, I know that the stock was listed, or the IPO for a price was in the band of say 30, 35, and thereafter stock went to 300 plus levels as well. And it became 10 times from those IPO price. It listed, in fact, double or so, and then it went to 300, and from 300, those who must have bought, they must have lost more than 50% of their wealth, or maybe investment. I understand from that point of view, but then also, the stock goes up 10%, 10 times, and it can correct also by 50%. So right now, with the market momentum, you can see the stock covering happening and can go or bounce till 155 is what I can say in the short term. Overall, long-term chart structure is not such wherein I can say that the stock has bottomed out to the level. That's not the case as of. But yeah, of course, with the market's short-term momentum, which is looking positive, we have seen short covering across the board, wherein we have seen the mid and small cap indices are also now showing clear signs of a bounce back. They've been underperforming Nifty Bank Nifty since quite long now. Now I think it's the time for them to catch up, wherein these all stocks will bounce back, which are quite beaten down, and we realize one of them.
Jay, we have some interesting questions coming in on our WhatsApp as well. So we'll take some questions from our WhatsApp number. पवन चांडक जी इंदौर से लिखते हैं, मैंने 5 किलो चांदी 91,000 रुपीज़ के भाव पर लिया है और अब क्या करना चाहिए? पहले तो पवन जी बहुत बहुत बधाई आपको, आपने सही लेवल पर ख़रीद लिया और अभी तो 1 लाख के पार जा चुका है चांदी, तो डेफिनेटली आपको तो यहाँ पर फ़ायदा हो ही रहा है। तो अभी जो आउटलुक हम लगातार एक्सपर्ट से सुन रहे हैं, आजकल तो सोने और चांदी के ही दिन चल रहे हैं। मार्केट्स में तो अभी धीरे धीरे रिकवरी आनी शुरू हुई है। लगातार पिछले 3-4 साल से तो सोने और चांदी ने आउट परफॉर्म कर दिया है निफ्टी के रिटर्न्स को। तो जिन लोगों के पास भी सोना और चांदी में निवेश ज़्यादा था, उन लोगों के लिए तो काफ़ी बढ़िया दिन चल रहे हैं। और आगे भी इसी तरीके से हम सुन रहे हैं कि 2-3 साल में हम देखेंगे यहाँ से डबल होता हुआ चांदी आपको नज़र आ सकता है। तो क्यों ना बचा कर रखें, क्योंकि उम्मीद काफ़ी ज़्यादा है। जिस तरीके से इंडस्ट्रीज़ बढ़ रही हैं जय, मतलब सेमीकंडक्टर आ रहा है, एआई आ रहा है, जिस तरीके की नई टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही हैं, खाली कंजम्पशन के लिए ही नहीं, खाली ज्वेलरी पर्पस के लिए ही नहीं, सिल्वर का तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा यूज़ होने वाला है।
मैं बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ साक्षी, जो भी आपने अभी सारे इनपुट्स दिए, वो जहाँ तक चांदी का सवाल है, देखिए ओवरऑल एक एसेट एलोकेशन भी होना चाहिए किसी के भी पोर्टफोलियो में, किसी के भी वेल्थ क्रिएशन में। अगर आप देखें इक्विटी में आप थोड़ा पैसा निवेश करते हैं, चाहे वो डायरेक्टली करे इनडायरेक्टली करे, या तो मिक्स करे। आप डायरेक्टली मतलब डायरेक्ट स्टॉक्स खरीदते हैं आप, उसका एक अलग ही रिस्क रिवॉर्ड होता है। आप म्यूचुअल फंड खरीदते हैं, दैट इज फॉर इनडायरेक्ट पार्टिसिपेशन इन दी इक्विटी। आप थोड़े बहुत जो बैलेंस फंड भी लेते हैं, जहाँ पे आपका थोड़ा डेट में भी आपका एक थोड़ा निवेश होता है। एंड साथ ही साथ आपका सोना चांदी, इसमें आपका निवेश होना चाहिए। और चांदी भी सिग्निफिकेंटली होना चाहिए। अभी अगर आपका गोल्ड में है तो सभी का होगा, आई एम श्योर। इंडियंस आर वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट इंपोर्टर्स ऑफ द गोल्ड, आई वुड से, इन द वर्ल्ड। सो गोल्ड में तो हो गए और 3,000 के ऊपर भी आ गया। देखिए, तो चाहे वो डॉलर ऊपर जाए तभी बढ़ा, डॉलर वीक हो रहा है तभी बढ़ रहा है, राइट? आई मीन those are rare moments which you see when both the dollar movement up or down में आपको गोल्ड ऊपर परफॉर्म करते हुए देखने मिले। चांदी को कैचअप करना है गोल्ड की रैली। अगर आप देखें, गोल्ड सिल्वर रेशियो जो है वो काफी एक्सपांड हो चुका है। चांदी मतलब टेक्निकली अगर मैं बात करूँ तो उसको काफी है, मतलब हंड ब्रदर्स के टाइम पे 50 के आसपास का डॉलर का हाई मारा था। ऑब्वियसली वो ट्रेड हो गया था, मतलब काफी चले गया था। फिर आप देखिए 2011-12 में भी काशी $50 के आसपास गया था, फिर गिरा ये। और मैं ये नहीं करूँ कि मेरा $50 का इवन फॉर दैट मैटर $40 भी आ जाता है, तो आप समझ लो कि सवाल तक तो हो ही जाना। डबल लॉन्ग टर्म में हो भी सकता है, डेफिनेटली काफी चांसेस है, बिकॉज गोल्ड की रैली को कैचअप कर रहा है इसे। तो आई थिंक नेट नेट चांदी में जगह काफी आपका निवेश है, अच्छे लेवल पर है। नीचे आया तो आप ऐड करते रहिए। टेक्निकली तो अच्छा ही है, फंडामेंटली साक्षी ने तो सारे आपको व्यू पॉइंट्स बताए ही थे। And gold and silver is also a good hedge against all the geopolitical tension, inflation tension. तो आपका एसेट एलोकेशन भी हो जाता है। कितना करना है वो तो आपके फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर आपके वेल्थ और हेल्थ और एज को देखकर बता पाएंगे क्या आपका कितना परसेंटेज ऑफ वेल्थ एलोकेट होना चाहिए, बट होना चाहिए किसी का। नो वन शुड बी इग्नोरिंग बुलियन मतलब लॉन्ग टर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। शॉर्ट टर्म में आप इसे देखेंगे तो 2-3 महीने में ऐसा व्यू नहीं मिलेगा लाइक एक्टिविटी, बट लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से तो देखिए।
ओके, चलिए, तो लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से देखिए, एवरीबडी शुड हैव सम एक्सपोजर टू बुलियन, गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर शुड बी पार्ट ऑफ योर कोर पोर्टफोलियोज फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म परस्पेक्टिव। दैट्स रियली गोइंग टू हेल्प एवरीबडी आउट। अभिमन्यु सिंह सिरकारवार लिखते हैं, कुड यू प्लीज शेयर सेंसेक्स एक्सपायरी व्यू सर?
Sure. I mean, nice to have this question as well. I mean, see, this is the expiry of Sensex student. I think is likely to be, above 75,000. I mean, that would be the headlines, right? I mean, if Sensex closes above 75,000 in this session, and it would be great. And I think 75,000 ऊपर अगर Sensex की expiry आती है, तो यहाँ पे अगर किसी साक्षी स्ट्रैटेजी भी चाहिए। देखिए, आप 75,000 का कॉल पुट देखेंगे दोनों, तो 200 रुपए के आसपास से 210 रुपए के आसपास लक्ष्य मिलता है। तो कहने का मतलब ये कि 75,200 के ऊपर थोड़ा अनलाइकली लग रहा है मुझे, और एट द सेम टाइम 74,800 के नीचे निकलता है लग रहा है एक्सपायरी आया। तो 75 या तो 75-200 के बीच में आपकी एक्सपायरी होनी चाहिए। अगर आपको ये टाइम पे स्ट्रैटेजी अगर ऐसा बनानी है, तो आप ये स्ट्रैटेजी बना सकते हैं कि आप 75,000 का एक कॉल ले लें और 138 रुपए में मिलेगा। और आप ऐसा कर सकते हैं 75,000 या तो 75,100 का कॉल ले लो, और 75,200 का कॉल बेच दें। आपको लगभग ये 40 रुपए में स्ट्रैटेजी बनेगी। 1:1.5 का रिस्क रिवॉर्ड है, ये भी आप कर सकते हैं। या तो 75,000 का कॉल लेकर 75,100 और 200 का कॉल बेच सकते हैं, तो आपको 138 रुपए के सामने लगभग 120 रुपए मिलेंगे। सो आपका टोटल लागत केवल 18 पॉइंट का होगा। 75,000 का कॉल दिया, 75,100 का भी बेचा, 75,200 का भी बेचा, तो 138 रुपए का डेबिट है, सामने 120 रुपया मिल गया आपको। इसके कहते हैं ब्लू कॉल रेशियो स्प्रेड, जिसमें आपकी लागत केवल 18 पॉइंट की है। अगर 75,000 के नीचे बंद हुआ तो केवल 18 पॉइंट का नुकसान है। बट या तो अगर 75,100 से 75,200 के बीच में बंद आता है और एनी विच वे अबाउ 75,020, क्योंकि 18 रुपए की कॉस्टिंग है, तो 75,018 का आपका ब्रेक इवन हुआ। 75,018 से 75,200 के बीच में कहीं में भी बंद होगा, मतलब आपका अच्छा प्रॉफिट बनेगा, रिस्क बहुत अच्छा होगा। तो दिस कुड बी अ गुड स्ट्रैटेजी एज वेल फ्रॉम द एक्सपायरी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। साक्षी, काफी समय के बाद कुछ एक्सपायरी स्ट्रेटेजी का मौका मिला, तो मैंने कहा थोड़ा इन डिटेल बता दिया जाए।
जी बिल्कुल। चलिए अगला सवाल लेते हैं। हमारे पास ये सवाल आया है श्रीकांत का हैदराबाद से। ये जानना चाहते हैं, आई वांट टू नो अबाउट टॉप मिड कैप आईटी स्टॉक्स इफ आई वांट टू होल्ड देम फॉर 10 इयर्स पीरियड। सो लॉन्ग टर्म के ये इन्वेस्टर है, और अभी अगर देखा जाए तो आईटी स्पेस के ऊपर काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रेशर हम देख रहे हैं। एक्सपर्ट्स ऐसा मानते हैं कि अभी कुछ समय तक, जब तक कि यूएस में पॉलिसी चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, तब तक शायद आईटी के ऊपर दबाव रह सकता है। लेकिन अगर 10 साल के लिए मिड कैप आईटी स्पेस से कुछ स्टॉक्स चुनने हो तो कौन से ऐसे स्टॉक्स हैं जो पोर्टफोलियो में होने चाहिए जय?
लॉन्ग टर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू देखिए, टाटा एलेक्सा है डेफिनेटली एक स्टॉक है जो आप अक्यूमुलेट कर सकते हैं।
जी
सेंसर टेक्नोलॉजी है, एंड apart from this, Birla Soft is also quite. I mean, see, यहाँ के IT stocks जो इंडिया के हैं, they are all very good quality stocks, right? But if you have to pick and choose out of it, then I would say three stocks. One is Zensar Tech, one is Persistent, and third will be Tata Alexa. These are the three stocks wherein you can focus. And if you want only two, then I would say Persistent and Tata Alexa from the 10 years from there.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has answered your question, Srikant. Next, we have this question from Swati from Jalandhar. She says, I have Sri Renuka sugar that I bought at 55 levels, and I also bought MMTC at 73 levels. I want to know whether I can average these two stocks.
I would not recommend to average MMTC for sure. The profitability is not seen much. Again, both are non-FNO stocks, and I would say that I have to comment fundamentally or maybe technically, and I'm adding technicals and derivatives and quant research here. But however, I would say that that was as a disclaimer. If you see that, actually the profitability for MMTC was seen quite substantially. I mean, it was very good profit earlier, which was made, in this stock. But now I think that the stock profitability has dipped as compared to the last year. So we are seeing a dip in the share price, and hence I would like to say that one can avoid this stock. As far as Renuka sugar is concerned, overall, see, I mean, the sugar cycle is always very unpredictable. I mean, there are a few times only where you get this kind of a commodity play, wherein most of the sugar stocks have bottomed out and get a one side directional view. So I would like to say that you can avoid this stock as well. I mean, the sugar stocks and these stocks like MMTC and all of them. Maybe you can focus on the chemical sector. I mean, that is overall quite looking positive, quite also quite underperformed since last couple of years, 2 or 3 years. I mean, significantly underperformed the overall market. And that can be a time that these stocks come back or make a comeback or bounce back. So you'll find a rather better risk over there, because we've seen years of underperformance, which can lead to now the catch-up rally in the overall market. So rather focus on the metals, commodities, or probably that is ferrous and non-ferrous metals, and those commodities I'm talking about, or probably chemicals as compared to railway or MNTC or.
Hmm. Okay, got that. Let's take some other questions then. We have this question coming in from one of our viewers, Vijay Tagad. He is a follower of yours, Jay, and he says, Hi Jay sir, I need your view on persistent systems. Could you please guide me on this one?
I would say that yeah, I just had shared my view on persisting. I mean, from the long-term point of view, definitely persistent is looking positive, and from the short-term point of view as well. I mean, this is a stock in the FMs. I would like to comment from the derivatives perspective as well. See, what has happened is the entire IT has seen a good underperformance in the last fall of the index. Overall, if you see, otherwise, Nifty IT was one of the sector which was really outperforming. And, now you see that this stock had recently earlier it had come, there was a good amount of long winding in this stock, but recent fall had triggered a short getting built up in this stock. Stocks are getting some covered as well and can cover doing covered as well. So you can see a bounce back till 54, 80, 5500 in the near term. 5500 तक के levels आपको देखने मिल सकते हैं persistent on account of short term.
Okay, fair point. Let's take some other questions too then. We have this question coming in from Bharat from Trichur. He says, I want to know any of these stocks which I already hold, are they good for my long term portfolio for say 5 years or so? BDL, BEML, or BHEL? What would you suggest out of these three will suit for my long term portfolio? BDL, BEML, or BHEL? Which one of them?
BEML definitely. BEML is one of the very good stock fundamentally as well as from the defense point of view. I mean, this is one stock wherein you are getting a good risk reward. And that's corrected quite significantly. And most of the defense stocks, apart from Muscle Dog, if I'm right, then others have corrected more relatively. And you're getting at a good price. So BEML definitely you can buy, and BHEL is also, from a long-term point of view, definitely looks positive. In fact, technically, in the short term, it looks that it has formed a nice inverse and shoulder pattern. It's been just providing a breakout today. Even from the short term point of view, you can't rule out bounce until 215 to 20, which could make a 20%, 10% bounce. So 7 to 10% bounce in the near term, or otherwise long term, these are the two stocks. Both are B letter. In fact, all of three which you actually asked are from B letter only. But then I would like to avoid BDL and rather would suggest BEML and BHL.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has helped your understanding of how do you go about the choices that you have yourself selected for yourself. We have this question now coming in from Lavisha from Punjab. She says that this is a very useful show for us. Thank you so much, Lavisha, for writing in. And she wants to know now between the two stocks, which is the stock that she should continue to hold and where should she exit her position. One is Motherson Wiring. She bought this stock at 64 levels, and the second one is Hoodco, where she took an entry at 211 odd levels. How would you really advise her on this?
Sure, as far as Gurku is concerned, I would like to first comment here because, it got added in the FNO, in the December series. Actually, since it got actually, most of the stocks, actually, I would say those which got included in the FNO had seen good amount of short build-up, and Hoodco was one of them. Saw continuous shorts getting build up from 261 until 162. Now it's seeing some short coverage. So I think yes, Hoodco has a fair chance of bouncing back until the levels of 200. So 200 तक की तो जगह है लविशा. 200 more are the levels you can actually watch out for if Hoodco coming in this bounce back in a short covering. And I think on the downside 180 level should hold on a closing basis. That's the near-term outlook. Longer term outlook, I would say that yes, from a long term point of view, also hopeful looks positive. I mean, but it's just that the holding period can be big because the stock corrected from 350 approximately. So even going to 350 back, it would be meaning it's getting as good as double fully. 180 वाला 350 होता है तो 360 पे double होता है. So that's how it is. Getting double now in this kind of a market might take some time, but then short term point of view is looking positive. And as far as Motherson wiring is concerned, I would say actually this is one stock which is not the FMO. So I will comment, technically here and see this stock also has seen a good amount of correction in the near term. I would like to say that see the long-term charts are not that attractive because we just have 2 years of data and from where it started, it has reached those levels again, right? So you don't have anything technically to actually add on this stock. One needs to actually check fundamentally whether to be in this particular stock or not as compared to its peers. And if I just look at the P, then it's like on the higher side of this compared to its peers. So I would say that it's not. I mean, whenever you get a good bounce back, I think it should be a good exit opportunity technically because there's not much technically to speak about. The stock fundamentally too is things. rightly priced, probably or relative valuation point of view. So one can check that way. Uh, but then Hurko definitely looks much better.
Okay, fair point. Well, thank you so much, Jay, then for being with us on the show today and, advising all our viewers with all their queries. Always appreciate your time and your valuable advice to all of them. So, thank you and hope to see you back soon on another edition of Daily Calls to help all our viewers out. Thank you so much and hope you have a fantastic time till then. All
Thank
right,
you so much.
viewers, we'll get into the second segment of our show now, and we will now be welcoming another top guest. We have Shivangi Sarda, Technicals and Derivatives Analyst at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, now joining in. Warm welcome to you, Shivangi, and good to have you with us. Well, the holy glow is coming in on your face, and of course, we are seeing that coming in on the screens too. It's a bright shade of green, and I hope it stays that way. What are you hoping in the markets?
Thank you so much, Sakshi. And of course, along with the festivity glow, there has been a lot of other glow as well. But of course,
Yes, I know that.
talking about the markets, we've seen that there has been very good support based buying. We've seen that the put call ratio has also improved. So a lot of unwinding that has happened at the higher strikes, which has helped the market float on the upside. And we are seeing that tad bit touched 22,800 marks, which is a crucial resistance level right now. So once Nifty holds at these levels and crosses 22,800, then we're headed towards 23,200 marks. So buy on decline to continue over here. We've seen a gap up opening today, and after the consolidation of the last 6 to 7 trading sessions, we've seen that the index has been holding at these levels, which is quite positive. Of course, heavyweights have been a strong factor in uplifting the market, and we are looking at the upside levels with a support near 22,450 marks. Now, talking about Bank Nifty, of course, it's crucial to talk about this because ICICI Bank has been an absolute winner for the last couple of days, and we've seen that the banking index could not surpass above 49,000 for a good amount of 10 to 12 trading sessions, which has happened today. So quite positive, and we're expecting this momentum to continue towards 50,000 and with a support of 48,700 marks.
Okay, fair point. That's the view that's coming in. Let's now take some of the questions that are coming in for you, Shivangi, from all of our viewers. We have this question from Bharat from Trishur. He's actually been answered the question. Let's look at another one. This is Pintu Bhattacharjee from West Bengal. He says, I have 100 shares of Hariom Pipes at 365. I want to know, should I wait or sell the stock? What would you advise on Hariom Pipes bought at 365?
Of looking at the chart structure for this one, of course, there has been only 4 years of data, but overall, the stock has been in a little lackluster move from the last couple of years. And we've seen that on month basis, there has been lower top, lower bottom formation from the last 7 months. So clearly, momentum is not, present in the stock, and we've seen that it is trading below its key exponential moving averages as well. So technically speaking, there is some sort of a hope here of a base formation, but of course the upside still remains capped. One can wait till 350 odd levels to again exit and enter into the better stocks.
I think there's some kind of a glitch that we've lost Shivangi in between. We'll try and get back to her at this point in time. But right now, if you look, Hariom Pipes 5.5% higher at 341 is the current level for this one. So it's definitely when we look at the purchase price of our viewer, it's slightly lower than that. Let's get back to Shivangi's with us. Yes, Shivangi, please complete your advice to on Hariom Pipes.
So we've seen that the stock has been in a little bit of a lackluster move from the last 7 months, and we've seen that there has been some sort of a attempt to form a base near 325. But of course, this level will be an important level to watch out. So with the support of 325, one can hold till 350 odd levels, but upside will remain capped, and it will require a lot of patience.
Okay, got that. So I hope this has answered your question. Let's take another one. This question is from Dr. Rakesh Kumar from Noida. He's joining in. Hi, Mr. Dr. Kumar. Hope you're doing well. His question is on two Tata Group stocks, Shivangi. The first one is Tata Motors. Here he already holds a position of about 50 shares at the rate of 868. That's Tata Motors, and the other one is Tata Technologies, where he holds 40 shares at 963. And he wants to know what is the future of both these Tata Group stocks. Tata Motors, which has again come down from his own purchase price of 868, and Tata Tech. He bought at 963. So both the stocks are actually giving him losses right now. He wants to know what is the future of these.
Looking at Tata Motors, we've seen that the auto stocks have been little underperformers from the last, 7, 8 months. We've seen that they have been outperforming from a really long period of time, but some bit of cool off has been seen in the last 2 quarters. Overall, technically speaking, we've seen that there has been some sort of a base formation here at the retracement levels. If we talk about Tata Motors, and 630 was an important level as a support zones to watch out. So from that, we've seen that these levels have witnessed some amount of buying interest, and we've seen that of course it did sink lower, but accelerated buying interest started from 630 odd levels, which is also a exponential moving average level. So overall, the pain point seems to be over. So one can continue holding the stock for not much of a downside over here, but the upside still requires more follow up. Above 680 levels for the fresh leg of rally to commence. So one could have a stop loss at around about 660, which is a close level, and for the upside move towards 720 odd level.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Let's understand from some more viewers what their queries are. From our YouTube, a lot of our queries coming in. Okay, Chandan Jain and Ankur Modi both have a question on BSC, and they want to know from you, Shivangi, can I buy BSC at the current levels? Could you please suggest?
uh, you know, Talking about the stock and the entire sector, BSE is quite strongly placed. And even if we talk about the sector, I think with the growing demand.
Shivangi, we lost your audio. Could you just try and reconnect maybe? And we lost your audio in between. Can you hear us, Shivangi? Oh, okay, I think there is some kind of a connection issue. We'll get back to the query on BSC, but meanwhile, let's get back to the markets. There is some kind of a cool off from the high point of the day as far as the Nifty is concerned. Now we are about a 209 points higher in trade, and we are still holding above 22,720 as of now, but we've cooled off from about 22,770 kind of levels. So slight cool off happening as we speak, although still media stocks, consumer durables, small caps, metals, they're all shining very bright at this point in time. There seems to be no issue on this. Let's look at the key stocks. So Tata Motors, we just discussed, it's again emerged as one of the top movers on the Nifty. Okay, Shivangi is back with us. Shivangi, can you hear us now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Shivangi, we were discussing BSC. We have seen some cool off from the high levels for BSC. It was an erstwhile favorite, a wealth creator as well of 2024, doubled investors' money as well. But off late, from the time, we've been hearing how NSE changed the expiry day, there has been some pressure on BSC. What is your own view here? Shivangi, can you hear us? Okay, I think there is some kind of an issue. We'll try and get back onto Shivangi, but in the meanwhile, we'll just get back to see how the markets are trading at this point in time. There are very interesting stocks in the new age tech space that are doing very well. In the FNO space, you can see PB FinTech. That's the top mover today, 7% higher. You also have 197 Communications, that's Paytm. That's also up by about 5.5% higher in trade. Today, even delivery is working very well. Zomato is also doing well at this point in time. That's despite the negative news flow that had come in the morning session. Then we're also having some stocks like Poonawalla FinCorp and CAMS also doing well at this point in time. Today consumer durables, which are also garnering some traction. Let's look at this space as well. You have names like Blue Star, which is up 6.4%. V-Guard, that's up 4.5%. Century Plyboards, Serra Sanitary Ware, Havells, Kajaria Ceramics. You have all of these stocks, Voltas, Titan, all of these names that are actually doing very well. And remember, we've actually been talking about the entire consumer durable story from last week onwards when we've been discussing the summer related theme, and many of our experts have been talking about how Voltas is something that people are watching out for, and they believe this is the space that will garner more demand as the summer comes in knocking on our doors. Okay, unfortunately we are unable to get connected with Shivangi at the moment, so what we'll do is we'll bind up this edition a little early today. But do stay tuned, viewers, on Business Today television, as also our market coverage will continue. There will be various experts throughout the course of the day. You can keep sending your queries in case some of them could not get answered, even in the closing show at 3 p.m, where we will have a top market expert to answer some of your queries, if not all. And of course, tomorrow afternoon, we'll be back at 12 noon to get you a view from more market experts on your stock specific queries. So stay tuned with us, and thank you for bearing with us and this glitch that we have been facing today. Thank you so much for being with us today.
अरे भाई, ऑफिस में काम का प्रेशर